As a Navy command judge advocate, one of the things that we deal with sometimes is a military protective order. And that's just an order from a commander to a service member in order to protect a victim of some sort of crime, often domestic violence or sexual assault or something of that nature. And these orders are designed to either quell a domestic disturbance or really safeguard a victim of a crime and give that victim time to, if they want to, go out and apply for a civilian protective order, which are typically issued by local courts. And the order, the MPOs are issued from the commander to the service member, and they're really only enforceable via the military. So local police are not necessarily going to go out and arrest somebody for a violation. However, civilian police can notify the military that, hey, there's this violation that's occurring in some instances. Now, how do you go about getting a military protective order? And that would typically be through your victim advocate or through, in the Navy, a victim's legal counsel would advocate to the command and lay out the rationale for, why there is a need for it. And then the commander, taking all the facts and circumstances into account, would then either issue an MPO or maybe decide that a civilian protective order is more appropriate and not issue an MPO. If you have any questions about military protective orders, you can reference the DoD instruction 6400.06, or you can reference the DD form, the standard form, which is DD 2873. As a Navy command judge advocate, I commonly deal with victims legal counsel. It's what we call them in the Navy. In the Army, it'd be your special victims counsel, or Air Force as well. And that counsel is a representative of a victim. So when you make a restricted report or an unrestricted report, you're eligible to receive the services of a victim's legal counsel. And the VLC is really that victim's advocate. And it's only, their only job is to advocate for that victim. They're not the prosecution, not the defense, not the command judge advocate. Their only goal is to educate the victim, to provide the victim with options, and to provide counsel for the victim. So let's say a case goes to, let's say an unrestricted report goes to a court-martial. That victim's legal counsel would be there every step of the way. From the initial law enforcement interview, they'd be present there. If the victim wants, if they don't want, then no worries. But if they want them present, they'll be present. If it goes to a court-martial, as I said, the victim's legal counsel can represent that victim, the interests of the victim, either through motions in the hearing, they can actually stand up in court and advocate on behalf of the victim, or just in terms of getting the victim ready for their day in court, they can prepare the victim to tell their story.